If you set out a certain goal for yourself, like maybe that you want to finish a book within a month, or if you want to get better at playing the guitar or learning a language, if you set out goals like this for yourself, then how can you not achieve them if you work on it a little bit each day? So I was just thinking about this while I was doing my reading for today, and I was just thinking that, I'm actually getting pretty much through the book, even though it's like a 300 long page book, and I'm kind of like dreading getting through it because it's a reread, and I have some new books in that I want to get to reading, so I'm rereading The Millionaire Fastlane right now by M.J. DeMarco, and it's like a decently long book, like over 250 pages. I think it's nearing 300, and I just started it the other week, and then I recently ordered a couple other books, like How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, and also Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. I also have Never Finished by David Goggins, so that's like the sequel to Can't Hurt Me, and I'm really excited to read those three books, but I started Millionaire Fastlane before I ordered those, so I'm like forcing myself to go through the reread of it before I jump onto another book. So I've set on my habit tracker, right? My habits are listed out, and I have reading on there to do every single day. And to me, I kind of define it as I just want to read at least a chapter every single day. And that's getting me through the book. Even if it's like a 40 chapter long book, if you read a chapter a day, every single day, then you'll get the book done in 40 days minimum. And some of the times you'll even go on to read maybe more than one chapter a day, maybe on a weekend or something, when you have a little bit more time. So same thing goes for anything else, like maybe learning a language or playing an instrument, getting better at something like that. If you practice it every single day, as opposed to just all at once, say for 3 hours, all at one time on your Saturday, every other week, you're not going to get the same results. And that is the value of consistency versus intensity. So by reading one chapter every single day of a 40 chapter book, you're going to get through that book in 40 days minimum. But if you're on and off with your reading, and maybe say, oh, next Sunday you read for 3 hours, and then you get through maybe, I don't know, how many chapters would that be? Like 8 chapters, right? We'll say something like that. You get through 8 chapters in one day. Sure, you made more progress than you would on a single day of just reading once per day. And maybe you even did the amount of reading that you would have in a week. However, if you're not consistent with that, then maybe the next time you read that book and read another couple chapters is in a month. And then by that time, you're already over 30 days and you have yet to cross even a quarter of the book. So that's why just doing slow and steady progress and like chipping away at your goal, doing a little bit each and every day. That's like the most important part, is to do a little bit every day, because I'm pretty accustomed to doing that sometimes, where it's like, oh, sometimes I'll just like pick up the guitar and then play for maybe 2 hours straight and then not touch it again for 2 months, right? That doesn't make me any better at guitar. However, if I picked it up every single day for maybe 10, 20 minutes, and then I was consistent with that habit, I would be sure to develop a stronger learning base and be more experienced and well-versed in the instrument had I just been consistent with the habit, rather than just playing it all at once for a couple hours once a month, right? So that's kind of like the value of consistency and what it brings to the table, and why, if you have these goals that you set out for yourself, like getting through a certain book, just make it, and even if you read 1 page per day, you'll get through the book in, I don't know, I guess if it's a 300-page book, you'll get through it in 300 days, which is almost a year, and that's a long time. But all I'm trying to say is that you'll get there eventually, right? If you have minimum steps that you take every single day, then there's like the hard cap would be 300 days. That's the if you're reading one page every single day, the longest it will ever take to read a 300-page book is 300 days. However, and then if we just make it more adaptable to what I was saying of like one chapter every single day for a 40-chapter book, then the maximum you can kind of read that book in the length of time is 40 days, which is so much better than, having an unknown of like, oh, maybe I'll finish this book next year because I'll read it whenever I feel like it, right? And I guess this ties into discipline and the whole consistency thing, which is kind of the pillars and the foundation of self-improvement. So just wanted to give a little, maybe that was more of a visual kind of representation and illustration, making incremental progress through a book, and kind of like applying that to other areas of your life. Say if you have a business that you want to start up, if you work on it a little bit every day rather than one time, next month on a weekend for just, a couple hours, and then never touch it again for the next 5 months, there's a different type of consistency. There's just a different type of level that and type of progress that can be made with that type of development. So that's going to be the video for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Remember to stay on target.